Hopefully a few more folks will hop on in. We get going. All right.
This person.
Okay, we got, all right, cool. Thank you for joining us this evening. So, I'm gonna put open the chat. So why don't everyone do me a favor? Let's wait for some folks to come in. But so congratulations everyone coming to Cal State San Marcos. Who had graduation last week and who has graduation this week? Type in the chat. Did you graduate last week, this week? Last week? Cool.
I'm just kidding. You're probably tired of hearing that.
No one gets tired of that. Oh, a few weeks ago, even longer, we had some RSVPs said that tonight is when they were graduating. So, all right. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. And so while we're also here, when we got the chat open, why don't you do me a favor, type in what your major is? What have you declared yourself to be? Software engineering, excellent. Chemistry, I love it. Computer science, wonderful. Computer science, biology, electrical engineering. All right. What major are you coming in as? Biology, awesome. Okay, cool. Sorry if you hear something in my background, that's because there's a very loud puppy in the back. Things that we have to deal with when we're online. All right, cool. Well, why don't we just, oh, we have more coming. So great. I guess we'll wait a couple more minutes. And so next thing to throw into the chat, what high school are you graduating from? Catholic, cool. Santa Fe High. Wow. Escondido High, Vista Marietta. Nice. All right. Cool. Elsinore, Santiago. All right. San Clemente. Wonderful. All right. So last question, and then we'll show you some stuff. What's something that you're kind of excited about coming to Cal State San Marcos? Is there something that you're looking forward to about being in college? It is a gorgeous campus. The sunsets are fantastic. The views are great. Meeting people, making more friends, absolutely. That's really the best part of this. And the best part, a lot of the people you meet, you know, if you like watching documentaries or Nova or things like that, you got a bunch of people on campus who are experts in all these different things. It's like living in the PBS world. So that's fun. Making friends. San Diego. Yep. And if you love the beach and you love the surf, you can join the nationally recognized surf team that's actually coached by the math professor on our campus. So cool. Okay. Well, okay. I think we can get started as people come in. We can chat. So Welcome to Cal State San Marcos. Welcome to the College of Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics. We call ourselves C-STEM. This is an info session about, what is exactly FIRST2STEM, and we're so excited for you to be with us. And we're so excited to work with you and support you. Just to introduce myself, Sarah, next. My name is Dr. Stephen Su. I am one of the physics professors at Cal State San Marcos. I have been here since 2008. I see all of you will take physics at some point, so that's wonderful. And if you are an electrical engineer, you are technically part of my department. You're technically with physics at our university. So I've been here for a minute, since 2008. I graduated from the University of Houston in Texas in 2002. So a very long time ago, and I am the project director for FIRST2STEM. So I am responsible for this program and ultimately responsible for supporting you in everything that you do. Sarah, next.
All right, I'm gonna unmute myself there. Everyone can hear me, right? I can only see Stephen, but okay. So I am Adam Peterson. I'm the Director of Strategic Initiatives for Academic Success in the Office of Undergraduate Studies at CSUSM. I have a very long title that basically just means that I do things to help students graduate, help students figure out how to graduate. And so I helped Stephen write this grant that put this program together. And so my job in this particular for this project is really a lot of behind the scenes stuff. You guys probably won't spend a lot of time with me. I'm mostly behind the scenes trying to make sure that there's seats in the classes that you need to get in, and we can get through everything that you need to do for your first 2 years. A little bit of my background. I have a bachelor's and a master's in political science. I've never left San Diego County in my entire life. In my entire educational life, I got my degrees at USD and then at SDSU, and then I relatively recently got my doctorate in educational leadership from our joint program. And my main research area with my doctorate is you guys, is college students, in particular college student transition and college student retention early in careers. So students that are even first and second years, and so that's what I'm really interested in. So that's why I can lend a little bit of my expertise, and then also just kind of my guidance in knowing the university itself for you guys. And so again, I'll be mostly behind the scenes, but it's great to meet you all, and I'm really excited that you guys are coming. Congratulations on graduating your high school, and we're happy to meet you.
Absolutely. Dr. Peterson answers all the hard questions for us. Okay. So, I mean, you received the emails, you received the phone calls. So what exactly is FIRST2STEM? And FIRST2STEM stands for Facilitating Identity, Retention, and Successful Transition to STEM. So basically our focus is for you to successfully complete the first 2 years at the university, because that's a really critical time. And we want to make sure that you're not alone, that you're supported, and that you're having a good time doing what you're doing. So there are 3 priorities in FIRST2STEM. One, we want to create a learning community of scholars. A lot of you said that you want to meet new people, you're excited about making new friends. This is your first opportunity to do that. So it's important that everyone knows, research has shown, and our experience have told us that when we feel like we're part of a community, when we feel like we're supported, that we have friends, that we have people we can talk to, when we feel like we're not alone, we do better. And so the first thing is, we don't want you to ever feel alone. So that's the first priority. The second priority is introducing students to STEM professionals in the community. So, all of you at the beginning of your career, all of you have chosen your majors, and you have a lot to learn between now and graduation in terms of content, but also within our majors, there are a lot of different jobs that you can do in the various majors. So one thing that we want to do is connect you to the professionals in the community. We have a lot of successful alumni who are scientists, programmers, engineers, but also your faculty, your professors, making sure that you're able to connect and speak with them. I tell people the difference, actually, what is the difference between a high school teacher and a university professor. And any ideas? Go ahead and put in the chat if you have any ideas. What's the difference? I like a little bit of interaction. Or you want to unmute, just go ahead. So what makes a university professor a little different from a high school teacher? Not quite sure? No? Resources, that's true. No, that's a big part of it. All right. They get paid more. Actually, you will be surprised. Not necessarily, not always. No, there are some high school teachers that do very, very, very well. The biggest difference is that a high school teacher teaches all the time. A university professor does not teach all the time. When a university professor is not teaching, they are working in the field that they're teaching. So I'm a physicist. So when I'm not teaching physics, I do research physics. I do laboratory physics. And that creates opportunities for you to get to apprentice yourself to your professors and work with your professors on interesting projects, things that we can use to build up your resume. So that's something that we love to do in CSTEM, and that's something that we really want you to do with us. And then the third priority, and of course, is on some level the core, and one of the most important priorities. In addition to this community of you not being alone, we want to support you to be successful. So through FIRST2STEM, you have special access to personalized math tutoring. Those of you who are enrolled in the Bootcamp, and when you're taking your summer math, which we'll talk about a little bit later, you have access to our tutoring, and we can arrange to have you to receive help just about 24/7, right? We can work around your schedule. Now, that's not something that we can offer every student at the university, but this is something we can offer you. We can also pay for your math textbooks. And most importantly, you've been getting a lot of emails and calls from Sarah and Trevor. We offer a lot of one-on-one advising. I am also a resource to you. So you're confused about navigating the university process. We have great advisors at the university, the drop-in tutoring, the drop-in advising, etc., registration. But you can also come to us as well. And we are specially attached to you. So we're really here to help you too, so that you don't feel alone. And also, all successful STEM majors, all successful scientists, engineers, programmers, etc., we work together, and when we need help, we ask for help. We get some help. We get support. And that's what makes us successful. And we're here to start that with you. We're very excited to start that with you. Okay, next slide. Okay, so how do you fit in? Well, what sets you apart from most of the people on campus is that you are a major that requires calculus. And for many of these disciplines, you need calculus before you take the bulk of your science courses. So we have biologists, of course. Biologists, there are a couple of classes that you need. You have to take a survey of calculus. So there's a couple of courses that you need that before you knock things out. But most of your stuff, you're pretty clear. You're pretty good to go. If you're a biochemist, next, and chemists, you guys definitely need. You don't need calculus to get into your first chemistry class, but into your second, third chemistry classes, and also your physics courses, especially, you need the calculus. Who else is there? Computer scientists, you need calculus before you can take computer science. Electrical engineers, there's a class, you can actually take engineering classes before calculus. There are like 3 classes you can take, but the rest, you need calculus first. Math majors, of course, you're taking calculus. That's part of what you do. All right, and then physicists, you can't take physics 1 without calculus. So, and software engineers, can't forget the software engineers. They work with, they're very similar to computer scientists. So the point about all this is you have to take calculus. We have to get you the calculus. So some of you can take calculus next semester. Some of you, it might be a couple semesters before you take calculus. We want to make sure that everyone here in this room, okay, is fully supported to get through, take calculus, knock out some science courses, and then transition into a junior or senior year where you could be like one of our rock stars, where you get to work with the faculty. Here's a picture of a bunch of students who are really involved. So these are some of our STEM outreach ambassadors. This is Crash. This is the old Cougar mascot when he was so friendly. Now he's all serious and athletic. But opportunities to get involved with the community, opportunities to do research with professors, all these wonderful things happen after you get through the math you need to take the science that you want to take, right? And so that's a big part of why we're here. And that's why there's so much focus on the math bootcamp and also providing the tutoring and the resources and the support. Next. Okay, so our college is special. I love our college. Our college is 5 departments. We're a smaller college, but we're a fun college, a fun place to be. The highlights of being a STEM major at our university, first of all, undergraduate research with professors. I am so happy that you're at Cal State San Marcos. You have no idea. I'd much rather have you here than San Diego State or UCSD. I mean, those are great schools. Everything is fine. But at San Diego State and UCSD, you can have classes of 300 students, right? We do not have that at San Marcos. There are only 2 or 3 rooms that can even fit 100 people. So your class sizes are smaller and you get more face time with actual professors, not just teaching assistants or grad students. So those create opportunities for you to work with professors. As I mentioned, you can apprentice yourself to your professor. So this is a picture, if you look in the bottom picture in the middle, that's me and one of my former students, Lorena. Lorena was a research student. She worked with me for 2 years in my laboratory, and she went on to grad school. She's in a master's program at CSU Los Angeles. She is going to be an astrophysicist. I'm very excited about that. The other thing is when you're working with professors and doing research with us, you have opportunities for conference travel and presentation. Now, when I grew up, my parents didn't have a whole lot of money and we didn't travel. I didn't know what travel meant. But when I came to school, I worked with a professor and I had an opportunity to do research and present research at a conference. It was so cool because I got to go to Hawaii. At some point, I got to go to Europe. These little opportunities can pop up where Europe might be a stretch for most people, but definitely opportunities outside of California to present and show research and network. Those of you who are in computer science, engineering, etc., industry internships is a big deal, and we are connected with the local industry. In order to get a job after you graduate, getting an internship while you're a student is like the #1, easiest way to get a good job afterwards. So we want to place you with those companies. We want to connect you with alumni and people who can take you into those internships. And also student organizations. You're going to work hard as a STEM major. You got a lot on your plate. You're going to be learning a lot. You're going to be doing a lot. But we hope that you have a lot of fun too, because you're going to be in a community of people like you. You all have the same goals, and you're going to find that all of you have a lot of commonalities, common interests. And so being part of student life and student orgs and being connected to the campus, it's fun. And I hope all of you take the opportunity to engage and just hang out here. When you're on campus, you can stop by my office anytime. Sarah and Trevor, their office has a huge hangout space, so come a home base. We can be that home base for you. All right, next. So when we talk about getting through the math, this is what math looks like at a university. And I know some of you're hearing more about the summer early start program, etc. So there are 4 steps. Well, there are 3 steps to calculus at this university. So the first step is called quantitative reasoning. All right, then click. And then the next step is college algebra. Click. Pre-calculus. Click. And then calculus. All right. The names for these different math classes are like summer ESM 104. So some of you are taking summer ESM 104. And the math bootcamp that starts next week, and there are 2 math bootcamps, are here to help you get through that. Click. The next one is ESM 105 or Math 105, college algebra. A few of you are in ESM 105 for the summer. And then all of you, well, not all of you, but many of you will be taking Math 105 in the fall. All right, so you get through that algebra. And then click. Next one is Math 126 and click again. Math 125. And this is pre-calculus. And then finally, click. We have calculus, which is called Math 160. Now, if you're in biology, your pathway is a little bit different. In biology, you're going to go from college algebra to survey calculus, math 132. For those of you not in biology, something I want you to be aware of is, so we have this boot camp that's preparing you to be successful in your summer early start class. But also we have parallel boot camp to prepare you to take a math placement exam. So if you've had pre-calculus in high school or calculus in high school, there's a placement test that you can take to get you placed into calculus for the fall. So we want you there. Okay, so that is something that Trevor will talk about a little bit more, but there are kind of two pathways you can go to move forward. The traditional pathway, starting with summer ESM 104, or taking the math placement exam and moving ahead, which could take you to pre-calculus or calculus in the fall. And those are the two services that we're offering you. Before I do that, this is probably a good time to pause to see if anyone has any questions about the math pathway right now. Trevor will talk more about the, go ahead, yes.
I just wanted to
Yes.
ask about the summer courses, since it's necessary that I take it. What's it called? There's already a deadline set up for it, to get started in it, or what?
Deadline for enrolling in the summer class, or are you talking about our math boot camp?
No, for the summer classes.
Let's see. There should be an enrollment. You should receive some type of notification about a date or anything. Adam or Sarah, can you help out with that one? So registration in your ESM 104.
Yeah, there should be a deadline that they sent you. They haven't posted the deadline on the website yet, so we haven't heard anything. But you should have gotten communication from the university. But they do start. I'll go over the dates when they start in a couple slides. But definitely sign up as soon as you can. There was an information session yesterday, and I know they recorded it, and I can also try and get that for you too.
Okay, great.
Thank
And
you.
we still have, oh yeah, great. And that's actually a great question. And we still have at least a couple of weeks because our math bootcamp happens before early start begins. So you still have a couple of weeks before that class starts. And if you're with us, you're going to be ready. You know, that's our goal. We're going to make you ready. Any other questions about this? Great question. Out of curiosity, if you took pre-calculus or calculus in high school, can you just put that in the chat? Just so that we can see if anyone's thinking. What's the difference between math 126 and 125? That is a very good question. So the way that works is essentially technically you don't even have to worry about it for this fall. They're both pre-calculus, except one actually has like a homework help section and one does not. I just found out that math department just canceled math 126 for this fall. So it's all math 125. So when we have double numbers like this, it really doesn't matter. We'll put you in the one that's rolling and active. So math 125 will be the one that you're in. See, the deadline time for early start, it might be the 10th. High school stats, okay. Pre-calc, AP calc, okay. So those of you who were taking pre-calc and AP calc, we want to get you thinking about taking the math placement exam. If you haven't had pre-calc at least, then we're going to talk about boot camp and getting through early start. ESM 104 is basically early start, and you would have been told if you're in ESM 104 or ESM 105. Most people are in ESM 104. Did I say early start? If I plan to take the math placement test, I took pre-calculus as a senior. So that's a situation where we want you to try to knock out the math placement test, as early as possible so that it can help bypass that. So working on the math placement test, which essentially starts next week with us through the math bootcamp, that should be able to take care of it. So if you place in that, then you're good to go. You don't have to worry about the early start. Cool. These are great. Any other questions? And Sarah, we're going to keep a close eye on the timing. I'm going to lean on Sarah and Trevor to keep on the timing between early start, our program, the boot camps and everything. But we'll make sure that everyone's in the loop. Okay. How do you access those classes? Is it going to be through Canvas? Yes, most of our classes this fall, we're back to being mostly in person, but we are using Canvas as a university. You will have to forgive some of your professors because this will be the first time that most of your professors are using Canvas. That change is happening starting August. For the math placement exam, you need a 50% score to get into pre-calculus for the fall and 70% score to get into calculus for the fall. And Trevor will talk more about that. Will PDF of slides be linked? We're providing this recording, whatever information to websites and whatnot, we can blast out an email for all the links that you need. Yeah. Okay, perfect. You are all asking the right questions. And I love that you're all asking questions, because asking questions is the #1 key to success at a university. So I love it. This is great. Any other questions right now? Okay. So, what's the next slide, Sarah?
It's me.
You.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Sarah, Sarah Sandoval. So to introduce myself a little bit, I actually got my master's in biology at UC San Diego, and I did my bachelor's in ecology there as well. So like Adam, I've been in the area for a while, although Adam has probably been here longer than me. I'm actually from the Coachella Valley. So if you don't know where that is, it's where Coachella Fest is. So Indio, Palm Springs area, and I went to high school there. So yes, I am the FIRST2STEM coordinator and kind of like your first point of contact. I'm sure you saw emails from Trevor and I. So if you ever have any questions on, like Stephen said, on any university processes or like the early start, boot camps or anything, you can just ask me. You should have my email. A little bit more about myself. I studied local pollinators and native plants here in San Diego. So I did that for about 3 years. I had a team of people I worked with. I presented a lot of research. I did a lot of field work. I was outside a lot. So that's where I like to be. I like to go hiking, and I like to look at plants, and I like to look at insects. So if you ever find a weird insect, I'm totally into identifying it for you. But yeah, if you ever have questions about undergraduate research, definitely ask me. I can give you my experience. It's a great experience, by the way. There are tons of opportunities on this campus, so definitely take advantage of that. Okay, so I'm actually going to talk about what's in store. So first we have summer. So in the summer, you've all received emails about our math boot camps. So you'll have access to like all the materials. We have tutors. We have one here actually, I believe, to help you prepare for that first math course here at Cal State San Marcos. Like we've talked about, some of you are already enrolled in the Early Start program. And so you're either in 104, 105, same thing. Those math boot camps will support you to help you get through that course. And it is before the course. It is something separate. So you'll do the math boot camp, then take the Early Start course or the NPE, the placement exam. One really important thing are those dates for the math boot camp. We did send flyers out, but just a reminder, they do start. Our first session starts next week, so June 13th to the 29th. And then we do have a second session. It's July 6th to July 29th. You can still sign up for those, by the way. I think Trevor and I are like, we'll wait till Friday. So feel free, if you haven't done it yet, you can still sign up with the link that we sent you. And then, of course, really, really important, enrollment opens for freshmen June 13th and 14th. You should, if you signed up for orientation, you should have received a date. So it's in your student center. So that's my CSUSM, your little account. And on that front page, on the bottom right, should be like enrollment times. It's going to give you a date and an actual time, like very specific. That's when you can log on, pick your classes, and enroll. And so you want to make sure you put this on your calendar, whatever time, set an alarm. You don't want to forget because classes do go very quickly. I'm not going to go super in depth in enrollment because we do have enrollment tutorials online for the university as a whole, but you can reach out to us. We do have enrollment videos for previous cohorts of students. I will share those with you. I will share the guides on how to enroll. And then if you get stuck, you're confused, you need some help, you can make an appointment with any of our staff members. And I will send you a link on how to do that because we have a calendar where you can like book an appointment. And some of you have booked an appointment with me already. So you kind of know how to do that. And then lastly, this summer, we're just going to reach out to you. We're going to keep tabs on you. Like I said, if you need help enrolling or you want to know what classes you're going to take in the future, I will be here. Trevor will be here for advising and any other upcoming events. I know we're thinking about doing an in-person event at the end of summer. We would love for you to come visit the campus at that event and see our space. So that's through our STEM Success Center. I wish I have pictures. I will send you pictures. There's literally like a little space for you and it's very beautiful and it's a brand new building. So definitely show up to that. Okay. And then we have stuff for fall. So the first big thing is in the fall, you're going to be enrolled in GEL 101. What is that? So that's actually a class and it does fulfill a GE general education requirement for the university. So it counts towards your complete units to graduate. And it's actually area E. In high school, you had area A through G. At this university, we have area A through F that you have to complete. So I have some pictures, like we have the second picture here. You will be with other STEM scholars. And we kind of just help you transition. It's a little bumpy, right? From high school to university. That's what the class is for. It's to help you get used to the university. We'll give you tons of resources. I'm actually teaching a section, so you'll probably be with me or another STEM instructor. And it just kind of gives you that community and just all the resources and support you'll need. You'll also be introduced to faculty and staff of our college, and we have lots of them. They're very, very involved. You'll actually be assigned a peer mentor, and maybe we'll get to meet one, possibly, in this meeting, but we will have like more slides on them. So they're just going to be someone at the university. They're a student here. They're usually like upperclassmen. We have some sophomores, juniors, seniors, and so they're just going to connect with you over the year and answer any questions that you have. So like I said, they're a student just like you. You can ask them anything. We're going to be bringing STEM professionals to speak with you. So to talk about careers, we'll have career panels, talk about internships, talk about what you need for a certain career path. They're extremely helpful. So we'll have that for you. Of course, you'll continue to receive that summer tutoring, right? We're going to have that also in the fall, like I mentioned, at the STEM Success Center. And then, of course, we'll provide advising services. So we'll check on you throughout the semester. If you ever need anything, you just contact us. Cool. Any questions, by the way, before I move on what's in store for summer or fall? Okay. I don't see any questions, but put them in the chat if you do have them, and we can answer them. Okay, let's see here. Oh, and then lastly, there are other programs on our campus that are like similar to ours. They do support other students. So you may be in other programs like this, like EOP, PASO, CAMP, just special programming. I know there's like programming for chemistry majors. So you might, get other communications from the university. Hey, you're in this program too. That's totally fine. There are multiple layers of support. You can be in our program. You can be in their program as well. The more, the better. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to our math coordinator, Trevor.
Hi guys, my name is Trevor Ryback. I am really stoked to see you all here. I definitely see some familiar names. I am an alumni from Cal State San Marcos, so I graduated with my bachelor's in mathematics in 2018, and I'm a current graduate student in the master's program in math at CSUSM. So I started at CSUSM back in 2013. So if you have any questions about the university, definitely come to me. I'm a great resource there. We talked a little bit about research. I am currently doing a thesis in mathematical modeling and biology. I am your FIRST2STEM math coordinator. And my other hat is I am one of the coordinators of the STEM Success Center. Basically, my job is to make sure that you have access to tutoring. So some big things that you can come to me with is I provide some advising. You can also come to me for creating a study plan for the semester. So basically an ongoing conversation and meetings to basically meet with me about your academic progress, meet with me about your basically a tutoring schedule so we can make sure you're meeting with tutors regularly. What would be the daily schedule? That's a really good question, Annie. So it kind of varies from semester to semester. The STEM Success Center is open generally in the realm of 9 to 5, Monday through Thursday. But what's nice as a first to STEM student, so that's a good kind of segue into this, is as a first to STEM student, we have extra opportunities. We have mentors. We also are using an online platform called NetTutor, which allows you guys to have access to tutoring for math 24/7. So that's really, really nice. Yeah, so that, let's see. What is the daily schedule for the math bootcamp? That is a really good question, Stephen. So the daily schedule for the math bootcamp. So we know that it's separated into 2 different sessions, and we'll be meeting on Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. I definitely want to mention a little bit here. Those who are joining online or in person, you should have received a message from myself if you've signed up for the bootcamp. If you haven't signed up for the bootcamp and are interested, just fill out the link and I'll make sure that you get the information. But you can either join us in person at the Extended Learning Building, and there's a map included in that email. And you can park in the parking structure. And we haven't talked about stipends yet in this conversation, but as part of participation and completion of the boot camps, you will receive a stipend which helps pay for things like the parking on campus, since you'll be using the campus parking at the parking structure.
Well, actually, there are 3 lots in the dirt that are now going to be free for the summer. So
Oh, X,
yeah,
Y, and
so
Z
they
are
can
going to
get-
be free?
yeah, so they just get their exercise.
Oh, but that's awesome. Maybe I'll have a mentor go and meet some people at the dirt, and we'll do a hike in the morning. Also, a really good question, Annie. There is an online option for the boot camp. We would like you to attend in person if you can, but we understand that some people are farther away and have difficulties getting to campus, so there will be an online option as well. So that'll be joining synchronously during those times. So in that same email, there's a Zoom link that you can use to join the boot camp. Yeah, any other questions there? These are all really good questions. Yeah, and I guess just kind of some information about the boot camp. So the Early Start Boot Camp is designed to get you ready for your Early Start math course. So it'll be the 2 weeks. It'll start 2 weeks before your Early Start course, and the entire boot camp is 3 weeks long. So it coincides a little bit with Early Start. But if the schedule doesn't work out, if your Early Start class is during the boot camp, I definitely want you to go to your first week of class. I feel like that would be a good choice. But know that you'll still have tutoring and everything available to you. That'll still be what you can use throughout the week. So there's that. And then for the math placement exam boot camp, basically the entirety of it is about 3 weeks, and at the end of it, we'll schedule your actual proctored math placement exam. So basically, we'll work on material, work on practice exams, and then at the end of the boot camp, we'll schedule your actual proctored assessment, and then see what score you get, and see if you get into pre-calc or calc, and that is the goal. Any other questions there? I just want to piggyback one thing off of what Dr. Sue said earlier in the presentation. Asking questions and getting help is part of the college experience. When you're going to the tutoring center, when you're meeting with mentors, you're building your network. A lot of you mentioned how you want to build friendships, you want to meet people on campus. This is a great way to do it, and a way where you can find a mentor, whether it be a tutor at the STEM Success Center, Dr. Sue, or one of your professors. This is a great way to kind of get involved in the community that you'll find yourself in the STEM community. So let the STEM Success Center, the mentors, be kind of a way to make a friend who can tell you about the university, who can answer your questions, but also a friend who can answer your questions academically as well when it comes to like what's going on in your classes. So I guess that's my last little note there. And yeah, does anyone have any questions for me? No? All right, I guess next slide then. Cool. As I kind of mentioned earlier, or as Sarah mentioned earlier, we have some peer mentors that provide tutoring. Also, they can answer your questions about the university. We have one of them here today, so I want to give him the opportunity to say hi if he's available. Let's see.
I can't believe that's still the bio. I'm so sorry. Hi everyone, my name's Enrique. I'm a peer mentor, and I think I may have talked to a couple of you on the phone and like convinced you to get into this program because it's amazing. Super happy to be here. Can't thank Steven, Sarah, Trevor, and Adam enough for this opportunity. I don't say it in my bio. I'm a math. I just got my bachelor's in math, and I'm currently working on the math portion of the GRE. So yeah, I've been working with this for 2.5 years now. Is it 2.5? Almost 2.5? Something like that. Yeah. But yeah, just trying to help you all out with math because I know it's hard. That's why I majored in it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And Enrique, when you were a freshman, did you hang out at the STEM Center, the STEM Success Center?
Well, back then it wasn't the STEM Center. Am I right, Steven?
That's true.
I hung out a lot at the math lab. That's what the STEM Success Center used to be, and then it merged. Well, math lab merged with STEM Center. Yes, I spent a considerable amount of time at the math lab. Yeah, definitely as a freshman and a sophomore.
And now you're a successful math major. So hey, math graduates. I'm sorry, you're a math graduate now. So yeah.
Who would have thought?
Who started as a business major?
Who started as a business major, and it's like, oh yeah, I just needed to be a little harder. But yeah. Again, nice to meet you all.
Yeah, thank you so much, Enrique. Yeah, and you'll meet our other mentors either at the boot camp or when you see them in fall for tutoring. Oh, cool. Thank you, Steven. See, you answered that question. Cool. Yeah, so another, like I said, you have peer mentors. We're still working on how we're going to have them reach out to you guys during the summer and in fall, but basically know that you have someone who has your back, who, if you have any questions about the university at all, you can reach out to them. So we want to make sure, as Steven said earlier, that you feel like you're not alone, like you have a team who is behind you. Alrighty, cool, thank you. So Math Bootcamp is aimed to introduce you to the math concepts, the tools, and the services that will help prepare you for early start or for the math placement exam. Participants who complete the bootcamp will receive a $500 stipend. So that is like the incentive here. Session 1 is going to be from June 13th, so starting next Monday. So could I actually see in the chat who's joining us next Monday? Just because I'm excited. Or if you want to do the raise hand feature, you can do that. Awesome. Christopher, Darren, Dominic, Andrew, Jaleel, Benny. Awesome. Cool. I'm really stoked. Cool. So I will see you guys on Monday. So session 1 will go from Monday, June 13th through June 29th. And will be from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays. And session 2, can I see anyone who's joining in session 2? So that's actually going to start Wednesday, July 6th, because I wanted to stay away from July 4th because you guys will probably still be partying. Is session 1 still open? And yes, it is still open. I'll make sure that you have the link. So I see Abram is joining and iPhone 13 is joining, and Ashley is joining. That's exciting. iPhone 13. Sorry, I want to know who. What's your name? You can put it in the chat. I'm just curious as to who it is. You can stay iPhone 13. That's okay. All right. Cool. Annie asked a great question. If you're still able to join, I'll make sure that you have the sign up link by the end of this meeting. Oh, Same. Okay, I remember that name. I'll make sure you have the sign up link so you are able to sign up by the end of the meeting. So awesome. And if you have any questions about the bootcamp at all, you can email me. That is my email right there. Here, let me put it in the chat just in case you want to write it down or copy it or send me an email just saying hi. But this is my email, tryback@csusm.edu. If at first you do not succeed, try back. Just kidding. Okay. Yes. Yeah, session 1 will be open for synchronous virtual as well. Yeah. So you would in the initial email, you'll just join the Zoom link during 12 p.m. on Monday, and we'll meet you in the room. Cool. Any other questions here? These are all good questions. There are no bad questions, and as soon as we can drill that into your heads, the sooner we've done our jobs. All questions are good questions. Cool. All right, next slide. We got some questions about the math placement exam. So basically, the math placement exam is an opportunity to place into pre-calculus or Math 160. As Dr. Sue said earlier, based on the math pathway, if you don't take the math placement exam, then they're just going to assume that you're at the level of early start or college algebra. And the math placement exam is an opportunity. If you've taken pre-calc and are feeling pretty confident, it gives you an opportunity to pass algebra. And if we think about it, that's going to save you a semester of time. It's going to save you some money. So we definitely we want to make sure that that you take this seriously and study for it. And the math placement exam bootcamp is designed to give you some time to work on the material with a tutor, really build up your knowledge so that when you take the math placement exam, you can be successful. So a score of 50 to 69% can get you into Math 125 or pre-calc, and a score from 70% to 100% can help you place into calculus. So what'll happen is after you take your math placement exam, the math department will have your score, and then basically when you're enrolling in your classes, you can actually enroll into math. Because if you did right now, it would only let you to enroll into college algebra at most. So this gives you a chance to actually skip that. So what math placement exam, basically the entire thing, as Dr. Sue said earlier, it's a self-paced module. So what it is can I see by a show of hands how many people are in have used Alex software before for math in the past? Just because I'm curious. Use the raise hand feature.
And just note that we're going to pay that $10. Anyone who wants to do this online, we will pay the $10 for that. So that's fine. It's free. It's all free too.
Thank you for mentioning that, Dr. Sue. Awesome. Okay, well, so basically what it's gonna entail is you would register to Alex. You would have to do 2 practice exams, and between the practice exams, it's going to make you do some mandatory study time. So that's actually what we're doing in the Math Placement Exam Bootcamp is you're going to take your 2 math practice exams, you're going to do your study time, but during that time, rather than being alone, you have a full room of, you have tutors available, you can work kind of with each other, talk about questions, and as we ask questions in it, I'm sure people are going to have questions about the same thing. So it gives you an opportunity to kind of work on this with a group. And what's nice about this is it sets a pace for you. Some students in the past who have tried to do this without the boot camp, I would see sometimes they would tend to procrastinate and wouldn't get enough studying done, and when they go to take the math placement exam, it ended up being a little harder than they thought. So this is a self-paced kind of opportunity to work on the material. There are 2 different ways you can take the final proctored exam or the exam that's the actual math placement exam. Either you can do it in person for free, or you can take it online, and we'll pay that $10 for you. Yes. Does anyone have any questions here? Awesome. Well, cool. Next slide, I guess. Cool. Well, so now you know now you know our team. So our shared email is the FIRST2STEM@csusm.edu. And definitely follow us on Instagram. We post like little events and sometimes shout outs to our mentors as they accomplish things. And you can reach out to us anytime. So let's see. Our emails aren't listed here. Our emails are on our website, right? Or is it just the First Step one?
Yeah, we have everyone's email on the website. And then that initial email that you all got from us has everyone's email as well. But I'll make sure it's on the slide too.
Rogelio just asked a really good question. Are there tutors only available in person? We have tutors who are available both in person and online. In fact, one of our teammates who's helping out at the boot camp is going to be fully online. So either way, you'll have tutoring. Great question, Rogelio.
And I'm going to say that Trevor mentioned we have something called Net Tutor. So in the wee hours, like 11 p.m. at night or Saturday night or Sunday night, there's a platform called Net Tutor that the university has already paid for, that you can get online tutoring through this website, essentially almost 24/7. So we realized that a lot of people have jobs. A lot of people, you're only able to study late at night, like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So we're going to try to take care of you as best we can, covering all the bases.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions? Feel free to put them in the chat or unmute.
And I want to say that so you wait to enroll in math before you take. Yeah, so I mean, it's not. I mean, you can say enroll in math just to begin with, and then you take the placement test. And if you place in the placement test, you could just swap it out. We could just drop that class and take the right class for you.
That's
So
what
there's
I
no
would recommend
harm.
doing.
Yeah, so it makes most sense. We'll get you enrolled in a 105 for now, and then take the placement exam, and we'll move you after that's done. I also wanted to mention that all your professors. I'm a physics professor here. We have math professors. All your professors. Most of us were not like straight A college students, right? We all just kind of worked hard. We did what we needed to do, and we discovered that we love teaching and we love working with students. I personally love teaching and love working with students because, I know where you're at, and it's exciting for me to be part of your journeys, and also because I mean, we're all STEM majors, right? So I can imagine when I was your age, we would have been friends. So I'm always happy to help people on their journeys. Let's see, Adrian's got a question. And then
It's a good question, Abram. So your early start classes are starting 6/27. So I would recommend going to the first session of early start bootcamp, because that one will start the basically the 13th and end on the 29th. In fact, your situation is the same as like pretty much any other student who would be taking early start at Cal State San Marcos. It does. I see that last week, the early start boot camp coincides with early start, and if that's the case, then definitely go to your early start class. But you'll still have access to tutoring and stuff for that class as well. So it doesn't go away. But you would take the first session of early start math boot camp to prepare for that early start class. That's a really good question. See. Any other questions? That's a really good question.
and logistically for everyone, so you will get stipends for participating in the boot camp. So actually, what we should do is on day one of the boot camp, there's just paperwork that needs to be done. So we'll get you to do that paperwork so that we'll get you paid after you're done with boot camp.
Good note. I'll add that to the agenda.
Yeah, actually, I want to mention really fast too. I did say earlier that you would be in a GEL class, right? All freshmen have to take that, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. All freshmen take that class. So some of you, if you signed up for our program, you've actually been enrolled into a GL class, and it should be either with me or another STEM instructor. So don't freak out if you see that on your class schedule. There's a good reason. So I could see you in the fall. We can get you more situated. But of course, if that for some reason, as you do go to enroll and like your schedule isn't working out, just, contact one of us, Trevor or I or Dr. Sue, and we could figure that out.
So yes, Abram, if even if you sign up for session 2, you want to do session 1 instead. Yep. That's cool. Exciting. And I'm not teaching GL this year. You're gonna make me visit. I get to visit GL, right?
You are. You're going to come in as faculty. I already have plans. Yes, we're all really, really excited to have you guys here at Cal State San Marcos. Very excited to see you in the fall, and we'll for sure get you situated in our space so you can feel like you have a home base. Yeah, are there any other questions? Of course, if you have any later, maybe you're like me, and I feel like everybody, you're like laying in bed trying to go to sleep. You're like, didn't ask that question. I need to ask. Feel free to send us an email. You have our emails. And we'll make sure to get to you as soon as possible. And we'll see a lot of you on Monday. I'll be there. Trevor will be there. Dr. Sue, you should come visit too, maybe later in the week.
Yeah. And I know you all get a lot of emails. Getting used to emails is a big thing, because especially most of your professors, actually all your professors, will communicate with you via email. And another thing about our campus and about FIRST STEM is that we get that life is complicated sometimes, so if life gets complicated, let us know, and we'll see what we can do to help you out, provide resources, and a lot of your professors here are very supportive. I mean, we get that our students, many of you have to work, many of you may have very busy home lives, and wonky things happen, and especially these past couple of years, but the pandemic, things have been really crazy. And we're here to try to just support everyone and get us through, and have a good time doing it. Could we answer questions about early start classes as well? Yeah, I mean, if you specifically mean if like we're doing homework or working in early start, yeah, we're happy to provide support there. If you have questions about registration and whatnot, yes, Sarah and Trevor, I mean, any questions you got, ask us. Happy to help. Happy to help. No question is too small.
Yeah, they also have a website and they have an email. You can directly contact the person that helps run that program. So if you do have questions and we can't answer them to the best of our ability, you can always talk to them too. And they're pretty good at getting back to students right now. They're pretty fast.
Yeah. And it's also fine to email people and CC us on
Oh, yeah.
it. You know, and so that way we stay in the loop. So we make sure that. Can you take early start classes online?
So you can at certain campuses. I haven't looked at the updated list, but for our campus, you cannot. They're all in person, I believe.
But I think the rule being that early start, you need to take early start, but it does not necessarily have to be on our campus. I mean, for many, if you're living far away, you could take it somewhere else.
I just put the sign up the sign up link in the chat, and Rogelio asked, "Is the sign up form a survey?" Yes, it's a survey, or it's in the form of a survey.
Let's see, the support class. Yeah, with early start, you have to take the support class with early start, right? Yeah. And that's a common thing at this university, especially with the math classes. You have to sign up for a support class that matches the lecture class that you want to take. And then like a lot of the classes like chemistry, whatnot, you sign up for the lab that connects to the lecture. So there are a lot of classes that are connected, support and or lab. Okay, well, thanks for the tip, Emily. So San Jose online early start, go for it. Yeah. And of course, if you're doing early start online, you know, you're participating in our boot camp, but also like, you know, if you need tutoring while you're taking the online early start elsewhere, our tutors can handle that. Enrique can handle anything. So, you know.
That's true.
Can confirm.
Yeah, even if you take it somewhere else, please use our resources. Our tutors will still be available. And we've had that in the past too. We've had people take it San Jose, Fullerton, San Diego State. And they said it was really helpful to have a tutor to help them study along with it, especially because it's online. It could be tough.
Yeah. And I can't wait for the fall to start because then we can have a pizza party properly and kick things off right. So.
Oops.
All right. So anything else? I know we're 4 minutes past our time. Thank you so much for hanging out. We can stay on if you have any questions or you want to hang out or talk, and not just about math, early start for STEM. You want to ask about college or anything, that's cool. Otherwise, you may take off and go get dinner because this is probably a good time for that. So but thanks so much for being with us. And if we can help you with anything, just let us know. Welcome.
Thanks, guys. See you in the fall. See you this summer.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Let's see. There's 2 options for boot camp. Yeah.
So you can select session 1, which starts on Monday, or session 2, and that starts in July. So whatever option works best for you. Are you taking an early start class? Actually, Trevor, do you want me to put you in a breakout room?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Let me do that. That way Trevor can help you out.
Yeah. Good call.
Okay, that should have worked.
Monday and Wednesday, 12 to 3.
Cool. Any questions, Ashley? I know you messaged me. I'll email you after. But if you have any other questions, let us know.